Thanks, Wendy. Yeah, so I know we've had quite a few of these kinds of presentations this year, and I know you guys have given really good feedback on them, and I've had some good feedback from other Rotary clubs on Bryan. So he is going to talk to us today about training for triumph, the power of preparation, leadership, and character development. So I want to give him as much time as possible. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Bryan.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Before we even get started, this is going to be a high impact, high engaging next 34 minutes, if that long, of your life. So it's some homework for you as we go through this workshop. So if you don't have a piece of pen, like a pen and a piece of paper, please grab one like as soon as you can. Please, 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 please. This is a really high impact, high engaging workshop. I love every bit about it. And it's just the energy that I like wake up with every morning. And I love sharing it. I love sharing. And if you need a calculator or you have a phone, you're gonna need it as well, real quick too. If you're not as good with like multiplication, I know they have like a new age multiplication now where I don't even understand it, but we can do and stick with our old school normal multiplication as we get going as well too. So I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen here. Again, there's gonna be pieces here where it's just homework for you guys, but I'll go ahead and explain this here in a second. All right. Get the share screen rolling. Share screen rolling. Present. All right. So as we start this, I would love for I'm just high on impact and engagement. So everybody can also continue just to pull up your side chat if you need to as well, just so everybody can be super, super engaged. Okay. Because we'll ask a few questions and everybody can just stay super engaged. I just don't like Zooms where it's just somebody just talking at you for all this time. You don't get any type of involvement. But again, my name is Bryan Majors. I'm the owner and operator of a variety of companies at this point in my life now. Bryan Majors LLC, where I'm an Amazon #1 bestseller, a professional, high impact, motivational speaker, where I speak on leadership and professional development, where I empower people with principles that's going to help them magnify their excellence on a phenomenal scale. Bryan Major Prep LLC is, again, it's my basketball training company where I help youth from age 6 to professionals basketball training. I'm a former Harlem Globetrotter employee myself and had a phenomenal run with them before I retired after 2 years before my book dropped, and my book life and my speaking took over my life. And last but not least, Major Prep Apparel, where it's my athleisure clothing line. I have an athleisure clothing line that phenomenal clothing brand that represents just power, perseverance, resilience, and strength. So it's a phenomenal program. It's not phenomenal apparel line. It's been all running for the last 9 years. So it's a phenomenal time. And it's really just being really engaged right now with everything that's going on with being a full-time entrepreneur. And here's just some contact information that I have for myself available. I also put it into the chat as well, and then we'll also have it at the end as well, just so anybody else for any future references as well. All right, so while we're here, outside of being having the honor and the privilege to speak to you all and being a part of another Rotary conversation and platform, we're here just to share with you guys some information that I speak to all my different leaders and professionals about. Everybody on this call, I'm sure, a professional is a leader of some sort, of some capacity, and we can always grow. One thing about leaders is we're always looking forward for new opportunities to learn, to grow, to better ourselves, to add more value to others' lives. So for one, we're here to just break free from any boundaries and limitations that will increase our mental IQ, to understand the importance of having patience to achieve delayed gratification, to increase our self-discipline and find the courage to endure even more sacrifices than we already endure on a daily basis. We're going to learn a few different things and techniques about how to identify distractions and neutralize them from still maximizing our excellence on a daily basis and maximizing each day we're blessed with. Then the homework for you guys, and we're going to be really engaged with here, is going to be creating a positive affirmation list that is aligned to help all of us continue to be major, never minor, all pun intended, because of course my name is Bryan Majors. Last but not least, to reassure why us as leaders have to continue to lead the way all the way to the end. As leaders, people are counting on us and our ability to lead all the way to the end. As we build our confirmation list, our positive affirmation list, excuse me, our first one that you'll be able to write down on each slide, we're going to every bottom of each slide is going to have a positive quote. So after every slide, before we move on, I'll just ask that everyone writes down just this affirmation. So at the end, you'll see a phenomenal list of just positive affirmations that we'll be able to repeat to ourselves once, twice a day. I repeat mine 3 times a day, in the morning, afternoon, and before I go to bed. We're going to just keep it rolling. This is where it gets good here. And also in the chat now, please pull your chat up. And if you're already part of the Rotary, this is what we already do: is plan, prepare, pursue, and prosper. This is what we already do. And if you're just a person who is or had a plan and you prepared for that plan and you pursued your plan and you prospered in your life or continuing to prosper, just in the chat, just type "I do," just so we can see some "I do." Some "I do" should be flowing up here, which is going to be good. Just type "I do" just in the chat, and that'll be just showing that yes, we're involved, we're engaged. This is something that we do on a daily basis: is plan, prepare, pursue, and prosper, and help others do the same thing. "I do" is all over the place. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right, here's the home. Here's the kicker right here, right now. So one thing about life is that who we always are working on ourselves or building some sort of legacy. That's one of the things that we all have the clear understanding of. And if you don't, we're going to talk about the understanding of working on yourself and building a legacy and leaving a legacy. Most importantly, and I even especially tell my youth that I speak to, is living a legacy. So this is going to be really impactful, right? This is going to be like a real, like just a fine tuner right here as we go through this multiplication problem here. So we understand that there's 365 days in a year. There's 24 hours a day. There's 8,760 hours a year. The average, like on statistics, average age of life is 70. I gotta love when we can get into that. First quarter is like beginning, like born to 21-ish, and then 22 to 20 to 40-ish, and then second quarter, and then 45 to 60, 70 is third quarter, and 70 plus is like fourth quarter. Over 90, you in overtime. I'm an athlete, so I love that analogy. And the average hours of life is 600,200. So I wanted to do this problem: is take the hours a year, 8,760, times that by your current age. Times that 8,760 times your current age. This is the fun part. You have to do. This is the fun part. Eye-opening, like mind-shifting, perspective changing for life. And after you have your total, let's take the average number of hours of life minus the total you just came up with. In the chat, just add your total there. Just add your total estimated hours to live your dreams and continue to impact lives. Just add the hours there. Just add how many hours you have left. The number, add your number. Whoa, yeah, 200,000. Yeah, 100. Yeah, let's go. The numbers, we're going to keep seeing them coming up here. And it's just the estimated 200. Yes. Hours left to live our dreams and impact lives. I see the hours rolling in here. Yes. And one thing about this piece here is so eye openings, because something that's guaranteed, 87 Susan, one thing is guaranteed on a daily basis is that we're going to lose 24 hours a day, regardless. No matter how we feel, no matter what we're going through, no matter what we're growing through on a daily basis, we're going to lose 24 hours regardless. So it's important that we continue to live our dreams and impact lives and share value and educate people and spend time with our family and just be the best we can possibly be until our time is, until it's all said and done. We're going to go all the way in with just adding value to life. And that's one thing that's so guaranteed. And most importantly, what we want to write down for as we continue to build our list here is I'm going to be an asset to everyone I come across. You can write that one down. I'm going to be an asset to everyone I come across. I am going to be an asset to everyone I come across. Slow at math. It's okay. It's okay. No problem. But here we're going to continue just to build onto this list here. This is going to be a phenomenal time here. So one thing that we have to continue to always do is to prepare to make your goals become a reality. We all understand that life is a consumption of my choices. Life is a consumption of my choices. That's our next affirmation I want us to build up. I want us to write down is as we continue to build this list up. Life is a consumption of my choices. We all here are seasoned or mature or adding value to so many lives. That's only because of our own choices. Prepare to overcome adversity. And everything I go through, I am supposed to grow through. That's our next affirmation here. Everything I go through, I'm supposed to grow through. One of our key common denominators that we all have on this call tonight is that we all have grew and grown through adversity of some sort, of some to whatever length. That's something we all have in common. Is that we all were able to overcome some sort of adversity in our lives. And we have to understand that adversity is made to build us, not break us. We are who we are because of the adversity that we had to overcome to be who we are. So most importantly, it's important that you understand that everything I go through, I'm supposed to grow through. Adversity never comes to last, it comes to pass. Prepare to demolish all competition. And in life, you have to understand, as we are leaders, that the competition isn't anyone else. The competition isn't an opponent. The competition is the person we see in the mirror every single day we wake up and washing our face and brushing our teeth and doing our morning routine. So I am my only competition, as our next affirmation. And as we do this, we have to continue to become a better person on a daily basis. We have to continue to outdo the person we just were yesterday. We have to continue to outdo the person we were yesterday. Not outdoing another person that's not the person you see in the mirror, but outdoing the person that you do see in the mirror every day, and understand I am my only competition. And this rolls right along to preparing to become better today than you were yesterday. Prepare to become better than you were yesterday. So if this is something that we can commit to, we'll always continue to evolve. I know Dennis said he reads every day. He's 300 some books, 75 books, and 20 books in a year. But that's just daily preparation. That's daily and consistent growth and evolution just as a person. And only person that we can fully control is ourselves. And today, every day is the moment to show the world my greatness. This is my moment to show the world my greatness. So again, I'm saying it, but this is what you're going to have written down. So you're going to be speaking that life right back into you. This is my moment to show the world my greatness. Not even only the world, but our family, our wife, our husband, our grandchildren, our children. We have to show them our greatness so they can be inspired by that. So they can have that perfect role model right there in their own family. Prepare with integrity. I think I have a slight glitch here in my system. Resume share. Hold on one second. I think I just had a slight glitch in my system here on my computer. Actually, I don't know what's happening. Technology, I tell you. Hold on one second. There we go. I think we're going to be back here. Boom. Full screen. Technology, where are you? Let me try it one more time. I don't know what just happened to my screen. Let me stop the share and then come back to it here. Nope, that one didn't work either. It's okay. Just reset it one time, 1 second. Just refresh. It's the power of technology, and I love it. Gotta always take the good with the bad at times throughout life, so it's good to go here. But as long as we have our affirmation list continue to build right here, right now, we'll be good to go. And we just got it right back. And I'll start this right back up here in 1 second here. We're back to present on that part. And here we go, right back into action. Let me reshare my screen with you guys. We're building up here. Here we go. All right, right back into action here. Right back to present. Let's catch this right back up. Good, good, good. Everybody should be caught up on all of the affirmations as well, showing the world our greatness. Here we go. We're going to keep right back into it. So preparing with integrity, confidence, and humility are 3 keys to continued evolution and growth. Integrity, by doing the right thing, no matter who's watching you. Confidence, by always believing in yourself, by all means. And humility, that as you grow, you're always showing and giving respect to others. Again, as I mentioned, I will be in control of my own actions. There's an affirmation for this slide here. I will be in control of my own actions. Because the one thing that we can always control is only our controllables, and our actions is something that we can always control. Next, prepare to give in, to never give in, and give up. And our affirmation for this slide is, there is great power in my consistency. They say excellence takes 20 years of consistency, of sacrifice. But no one will ever become who they're supposed to be if they give in or give up on themselves. It's hard to reach your full potential if you give in or give up on yourself. So sometimes we just have to continue just to keep working and keep striving, despite the adversities, despite what life's going to bring us. It's important that we never give in and never give up on ourselves, and understand there is great power in my consistency. Then it's preparing with a purpose and a passion. A purpose and a passion. For me, my purpose and passion came from May 9th, 2008, when I lost my father. I'm the youngest of 4 African-American men right now at this point of our lives, and I was his youngest son. And I was the last person he was able to speak to. And his last words to me were, Bryan, he called me B, was B, I'm going to be there for you. But at 21 years old, I didn't understand that he meant he was going to be there spiritually versus physically, where I can still talk and touch him and he can be my hero. So that was the worst day of my life and the best day of my life. The worst day because I lost my hero, but the best day because that day made me into a man. It made me tap into my true purpose, which now it only allows me to operate in my true purpose. So our affirmation for this one is I will only operate in my true purpose. There's no way I can become the world's greatest leadership coach for students, student athletes, current or aspiring leaders without operating in my true purpose. There's no way that any of us on this call are going to continue to be the best fathers, grandfathers, grandmothers, people without operating in our true purpose. So on a daily basis, I will operate in my true purpose. Prepare to go harder than you ever imagined. Again, we lose 24 hours every single day. No matter how we feel when we get out of that bed, no matter what we think about, no matter what we're going through, no matter how good things are, no matter how rough things are, it doesn't matter. So we have to continue to do our best. No day is promised. We're in one of the most outrageous times the world's ever seen during this last year and 2 or 3 months at this point. That no day is promised and no day should be taken for granted. Ever. No day should be taken for granted. So my mindset will separate me as the best versus the rest. There's an affirmation for this slide here. I'm sure you guys didn't know you're going to be taking to school today, having to write notes and the whole nine, which is great though. I love it. I love it. Preparation prevents piss poor performance is a saying I'm sure we all may have heard at some time of our life. But it's just so key. And I feel as though it's not enough emphasis on the power of preparation. So many times people look at people and only see the end zone or the outcome of a person's success story, not understanding that the preparation, the day by day steps, believing in themselves is what really got them to levels of success. Not just the end and just wake up and you're automatically at your end goal. I mean, if that was the case, everybody would be super, every dream fulfilled. But it's a preparation process that prevents piss poor performance, but allows you to prevail and soar through life. So this affirmation for this one is one of my favorite sayings that I created in my life. I created for all of the brands is stay focused, remain humble, and keep working. It says stay focused, remain humble, and keep working.
Hey, Bryan, I know we're getting close on time. I don't want to rush you, but I know we might lose a few people. And you mentioned about having some homework too. So wanted to see where you were. If we
You have
want
2 more slides left. I'm pretty sure
Okay.
it's just 2 slides. And this is like the engaged homework right now. So there's no extra like homework, but this
Okay.
is
Got
what we're
it.
doing here. Yep. And as we finish up here is preparing with our future with backup plans to figure it out. So it's nonstop, continuing growth. And as Dennis said earlier, there's no losses, only lessons throughout life. No losses, only lessons. And I mentioned before, we pair with success for persistence and perseverance on a daily basis. We have to do it. And as I mentioned earlier, that leaders lead all the way to the end, no matter the circumstances. It's something that we have to do. It's something we are committed to do as leaders. As leaders lead all the way to the end, no matter the circumstances. And again, I just thank you all for your time, for sharing your time with me. I thank you all for being engaged today. I know that hours segment was probably like really eye opening for everyone there because it's just a different perspective shift on it. And man, I guess it's just eye opening that everyone can just, just be engaged and continue to lead the way for so many others. At this point, even in my own career, it's important for me to continue to lead the way and for this new generation to understand there's so many different ways of how you can continue to maintain and magnify your excellence. I wrote a book even as well called Training for Triumph. And this book is 4,950 books sold right now in a little over 2 years. I'm right now in a chase and a goal to impact 5,000 lives through the power of this book, Training for Triumph. It's a book that I wanted to do and present right now for you guys to be able to share with you know, and be able to have purchase for yourself or a family, for your loved one. It's a very, very impactful book. It focuses on mental, physical, emotional, and spiritual clarity. And right now, what I've been doing for everyone to purchase the book is free. I've made the book completely free. All you do is pay shipping. Shipping is $9.95, and it's just a phenomenal book. If you want to purchase one for yourself, it's phenomenal. If you can purchase one for a loved one, anyone you know who is specialized for middle schoolers through college, like, this book is it. I promise you, I created this book to become the blueprint for everyone's success, to magnify their excellence. Like, I promise you, I just finished a course, my first college course at Susquehanna University. Sorry, a little bit more time, but I just finished the first course. These students loved it. They wish they would have had this course when they were in middle school. They wish they would have read this book in middle school. Like, this book is phenomenal. So if you want to, please, I would love, what would it be amazing if everybody on the call purchased the book for $10, or even 2 books, and it'd be 5,000 at the end of today. That 5,000 sold. Total, completely done. And at last 50, some books was through the Elizabethtown Rotary. Now that'd be a big time thing too, because John Anthony for Colonial and Harrisburg Rotaries, only about 2 people purchased the book as well from them. So Elizabethtown Rotary could be the one that changes the dynamic of this milestone here. So I'll be able to tell everybody out on every other call, excuse me, you guys, before we even start, just know that Elizabethtown Rotary signed this seal all the way to 5,000 books sold. So again, I just thank you guys for being engaged, for sharing your time and my time with your time. And I thank you all for just being able to be here with you guys tonight.
Yeah, thank you so much. I did post the website there in the chat again. If you didn't see it, it is trainingfortriumph.com. So you can check out that website. And if you're still on the call, I'll keep it open. If anyone has any questions, Bryan, if you're okay staying for a few minutes, if anyone has any questions, we'll open that up real quick. Make sure you unmute your microphone, or you can post it in the chat.
Again, thank you guys. I appreciate you.
Bryan, I'd like to connect with you. Maybe tomorrow, the next couple of days.
Okay, I'll shoot you an email. We can definitely get on a call tomorrow if possible as well.
Hopefully you got my order.
Let me double check. It should have came through. And it should come up here any second. A little bad service where I'm at, but if you made it, if you got a confirmation, you'll have it today. It'll come up here any second.
Awesome.
But again, thank you all for your time so much. I appreciate it.
All right, guys. Well, if we don't have any questions, Bryan, thank you so much for sharing your story and sharing some time with us. I've got my list of affirmations, so I know I'll be looking at this now and thinking about this each day. Again, if anyone needs Bryan's contact information, we do have that as well. We'll make sure to share it. You can reach out to myself or Alyssa. We'll be happy to get it for you. But Training for Triumph is that website to check out and order the book if you want to go ahead and do that. And with that, I will go ahead and close out the meeting and wish everyone a great week. Thank you, guys. Thanks, Bryan.